Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Barnett, with only 9 days of liquidity, when do you project that the Postal Service will run out of cash?
I'm unable to give you a date. We will be down to our projections show 2 days of liquidity on October 16th. On October 15th, we'll have a large workers' comp premium payment, and we think we will be down to 2 days liquidity at that time. But that is the start of the Christmas mailing season, when we have tremendous increases in revenue in that quarter, starting October 1st. And so we probably will be able to, from a cash flow standpoint, albeit not paying the pre-funding and so forth, we're going on many more months, maybe a year or two. I do not have a date I can give you.
So any contingency plan that you have right now is based primarily on the holiday season coming on and expanded revenues that come in from that?
Mr. Chairman, Representative, we're in dire cash flow straits under any method we look at. We don't want to in any way sugarcoat that today. We're in real trouble, and we need comprehensive postal reform yesterday.
Do you have contingency plans, though, that you've seen?
We have discussed contingency plans, Mr. Chairman, Representative.
Has the Board approved them?
We have not had a formal, Mr. Chairman, Representative, we have not had a formal vote on contingency plans, but we have discussed them at length, and Postal Management knows the opinion of the Board about what contingencies we'd have to do.
Okay, well, let's move on. Were you asked as a Board to approve the Postal Service's decision to implement a 5-month moratorium on the processing plant consolidation?
We discussed the moratorium. We're a Board that represents the public interest, and a part of that public interest is what might loosely be termed politics. And you have politics going on when you're trying to get comprehensive postal reform. Just as we had announced, we hoped we could close lots of post offices. A wise decision was made collectively by the Board, by Postal Management, that was going to upset Congress a great deal. And we went to the concept of the village post office and the reduction of hours in the post offices, and it seems to have stopped the political rhetoric or lowered the political rhetoric an immense amount, and we still got 80–90% of the savings. In other words, we do keep in rural areas post offices open, but they're now open 2 hours a day rather than 8. We have fewer postmasters, we have fewer costs. It was I'll call it a political compromise, if you will, because we try to listen. If part of representing the public interest is that kind of consideration. We didn't have specific political consideration. Well, there was political consideration, is do you do a moratorium? Well, we were promised, albeit incorrectly, that comprehensive postal reform was on its way. I can tell you I've been on the Board 6 years. Every year for 6 years, I'm like the kid on Christmas Day. I'm waiting for the postal reform, but I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Thank you very much. At this point, we'll go to the gentleman from California, Mr. Cardenas.